for listening. It's time for open mic to hear your ideas about where we are and what we should do. Mahalo.
Wow, I learned something there. Listen, I'm not sure if we have a list here, but Vida, are you nearby? Let me see where she is. Somewhere back there, huh? I'm hoping we have a sign-up list. If we don't locate that in a moment, we may have to ad-lib this and ask people to come up and tell us their truth, basically, in order. I'm looking over here. Vida, do we have a sign-up list? Here he comes. Here he comes. Otherwise, you'll have to listen to me all night.
The winner is...
Now, you may be shy, but this is, in fact, the most important part of this meeting, because we're. Oh, okay. Thank you. You know, up until now, we've been kind of shoving a small group of our ideas down your throats, and I'm sure not everyone agrees. So let's see if we can get some people. Do you want to come up and roll into it?
No, I just have a question. Are there some rules about how...
Oh, yes. Okay. We do have some ground rules, okay? First of all, right now we're hoping to have about 20 or 30 speakers, but I'm seeing maybe 10 or 15. So each person can have about 4 minutes, okay? So essentially, I think we're going to stick with the original, because otherwise I could run on. Is 3 minutes per person, and some people may say some things that you don't agree with, that you're completely opposed to. This is a completely open forum. We may even have some Tea Party people among us without knowing. We would like you to observe some rules to respect the speaker. At the end, you may applaud. We would like no one to boo, though. If someone says something that's truly reprehensible, as long as they don't use bigotry, profanity, or any kind of violent language, then that person is permitted to say their piece. If you disapprove of what they're saying, please use a hand signal. The one that's downward, okay? Like this, wiggling your fingers. That's a polite way of letting your neighbors know that they're not alone in thinking that maybe we should put death camps back in, okay? If you really like something someone is saying, but you don't want to cut them off in the middle of what they're saying by cheering and hooting and drowning out some of their good words, put your fingers up, okay? And if you're just a person who has to express your opinion, even when it's not really this way or that way, then go sideways like this. You know? You know, just indicate you're still alive. Okay? At the end, we can clap. We argued over this. Should people be able to clap? I think it's very important that we show our enthusiasm for the people who have the courage to come up here and do this. And also for their contribution. But we may have to cut you off if we have a lot of people, and we'll keep it moving along, okay? And does anybody know what time it is right now? I'm sorry? 10 to 5, okay. The sunset is at 5:48. So what we would like to do is make the sunset our intermission, all right? So when we get to about 5:40, we're going to cut off the speaking for enough time that we can walk outside and stretch our legs, get something to drink, use the restrooms, and watch the sunset, okay? Because we're in a really special place. We're really lucky to have this incredible setting, and I think after we go out, when we come back in, we can, if we still have people to speak, we'll continue it. Otherwise, we'll move right into our next segment, which is the voting on the issues. If anyone has to leave kind of prematurely, we just ask that you fill out your voting sheet, give us your opinion so that you can be included. And if you think we're full of crap, please write that in there, because that is valid as well. All right, without further ado, I'm going to ask for the first person to come up and speak. I have somebody by the name here of Jax Hansen. Do we have a Jackson? Oh, Jay Hansen, of course. Can we have a hand for Jay Hansen, folks?
Thank you all for coming tonight. I just want to bring your attention to these bumper stickers.
Okay. You got to come up here because otherwise we might get feedback. Here, I'll hold this for you. So, enthusiasm.
Thank you. I just want to bring your attention to the bumper stickers that are on the table out there. It says abolish corporate personhood. This, in my opinion, is the first step in getting the money out of politics and getting government working for us again. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
I think he's observing the keeping it brief rule a little bit too closely, but I hope the next person is a little bit verbose. We have Dan Mars. Oh, this is a ringer.
Careful what you wish for.
Aloha. Hi. I'm Dan Marks. I'm with Hard Truth PAC. It's a PAC that I started with my wife, Carrie, and friends of mine around the country, and we set it up for significant lobby reform. We decided with the ruling, the Citizens United ruling, that something had to be done, and nobody seemed to be doing it. In fact, Congress a couple of years ago did try to pass the Disclose Act, and some of you might be familiar with that. It passed the House and actually missed in the Senate by one vote when Joe Lieberman skipped the vote. And here we are today talking about significant lobby reform. Real quick, I'm going to pass out a handout, or at least my wife is. And unfortunately, I didn't expect this many people, so I didn't have that many to. Oh, wait. Come back. Jay just mentioned another amendment that I don't have on here because it just came out, the group just came out here this last week. I just saw their group post a website and petition and whatnot. But what I did do is I listed the Disclose Act on here, which you can see is what just missed passing in Congress a couple of years ago. You can see that at the top here, supported by Hard Truth PAC, that's us. Next, you see the Wolf PAC. The Wolf PAC has an amendment out too. Also, I heard, boy, everybody's got amendments these days. It's amazing. Dylan Radigan also has an amendment out. A lot of these have to do with specifically Citizens United. And I have to admit, I've been working on this for months. We founded the organization this July, and we started the process. And I have to admit that in the last couple of weeks, we decided we're missing something. In fact, every single one of these amendments is missing something. And if you read them, you'll see that every single one of these amendments deals specifically with candidates and elections. But I want to show you something real quick. We're all focused on Citizens United, and it kind of blinded us from the big picture. And all these groups we're all guilty of it. And I've been trying to inform these other groups while they're all consolidating amendments and ideas, and all the other Occupy groups where we're also trying to decide on amendments. There's a big hole that we're missing. And what I've got here is you can pull it up on the internet really easy. Search on Google for lobbying and DOD, Department of Defense. You'll find that there's 16 pages of lobbying firms and contractors that do nothing but lobby the Department of Defense. So I can do quite a bit with these amendments to limit Halliburton from influencing our elections and buying off our politicians, but it doesn't do a darn thing to stop what's happening in the Department of Defense. So we pulled back a little bit, and we decided we cannot support the Disclose Act anymore because it's not going to do the job. We're not really seeing the big picture. We're only focusing on Citizens United. So what we've done, we've had a petition going around the country, different states. And a lot of people don't know about this particular map. This is a map that we've set up specifically for creating a constitutional convention. In Article 5 of the National, in Article 5 of the of the Constitution, it gives states the rights to summon a national constitutional convention, bypass Congress, and propose amendments to the Constitution, just like Congress does. Now, a lot of people are afraid that this will tear apart the very fabric of our Constitution by allowing everybody to propose these amendments. But right now, the Defense of Marriage Act cannot clear the 38-state hurdle. So what it does is it actually creates a situation where we're thinking about states like Oklahoma, Wyoming, Arkansas, and we're writing our amendments with the intention that we're going to put these things on the ballot in places like Oklahoma and Arkansas. We can actually win. You have a question?
Yeah, good question. Is there a reason that I missed why these are different colors?
That's a good question. Hawaii is not a state that allows initiatives or referendums. Thank you. They don't allow referendums or initiatives here. We can't vote on them here. So, unfortunately, what we're left to do is lobby the state legislature to try to get them to do what we want them to do. And we have to do that with popular support. I am a registered lobbyist in the state of Hawaii, specifically for that purpose of twisting some arms, trying to get them to propose this National Constitutional Convention along with 34 other states. If we can do that and promote all these amendments, everybody's got great ideas out there. And again, I headed into this particular situation with the blinders on of that Citizens United. And being in Occupy Wall Street has kind of shined some light on some bigger issues as well. And I kind of find myself in the position where I'd really like to see campaign financing. I would really like to see across the board lobby reform so it affects the Department of Defense also. But I can't really say that my idea or my amendment is more important than somebody else's who wants to end the bed, take care of foreclosures, start jobs, fix our trade laws in this country. So you'll see at the bottom of this map here, we've got an online petition on our website, and it's just basically calling for the states to go ahead and support this idea of a national constitutional convention and basically make the best amendment win. We can promote all kinds of them and really make some good changes in this country. We don't feel that this is the 60s happening all over again. It feels more like the 1930s or maybe even the 1770s. We have a really great chance to make some positive changes in this country that are going to really form what this country looks like for the coming years and century. And we really would like to see this happen. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
All right, I think that was more than 3 minutes, but it seemed like Dan knew what he was talking about. So I hope you'll forgive our straying from the rules. And I want to call up our next speaker. That's Sarah Witt. Oh, you're not going to speak? Okay, so we're moving on here. Subhadra. Keep in mind we have a wide range of issues that people are interested in. And this is the forum. If you have some crazy thing, you want to support alien landing in Ocean View, come on up and tell us, Here, Sarah's for that. Subhadra, please.
He's taller than I am a little bit. It's okay. Whoops. I think this will do. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a little different. I want to talk about marijuana. As we progress and get more powerful in our movement, they're going to come after us and not always straightforward. And even though you may have a blue card and can legally smoke on this island, it is a federal law to smoke anywhere in the United States of America. And if you're here and you're active and the feds want to undermine us, they will use laws like the marijuana law to imprison us and get us out of the movement without ever confronting the real issue. Why do I think this? In 1967, I went to the state penitentiary for 3 years. I had 2 small children. I got a 5 to life with a 3-year minimum for giving away 2 marijuana cigarettes. I served 3 years. And then when they wrote about me in the newspaper, they had 3 pages of my poetry and my Vietnam War protests, pictures of me holding signs, "Stop the War." In the very last sentence, they said what I was arrested for, a health and safety code violation. Beware.